Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Yeah, it seems like that after my last video and before the weekly candle close, Bitcoin turned to the downside and made even a slightly lower low, which is not a good sign, especially before the weekly close, before the daily close. It was looking a little bit better yesterday as we broke above 43k. So let's take a look at that. We start this time with the lower time frame. So I want to take a look on the 4-hour chart. So you can see here, this is when I made the video yesterday. We were going up, had not closed the 4-hour though, above that. So this was the descending wedge in which we were. We saw bullish divergence appearing, and that was the first confirmation that we could really get a shift in momentum and start to move to the upside. Now we came out of the wedge, made a first move up, came down again, retested previous highs, support, which is generally bullish, and then had a nice candle to the upside. So we didn't really get a lot of additional volume. That was my concern yesterday. Weekend, less predictable and not too much additional volume. If you zoom out here, look at the volumes or the volume down here, there wasn't really additional volume. When you break out, you want to see additional volume. Now that didn't happen. So also the daily candle didn't close and the 4-hour candle didn't even close above that level. So it was starting to look good at the time when I made the video, but we didn't get a candle close above that level, and therefore also the price decided to jump down quite significantly. Actually, quite a strong red candle that we saw, pretty much of a similar size from the 8th of April. Well, with that move up, the CME gap was closed, by the way, because last Friday, I just need to look what was the date. Yeah, the 8th. I think the CME gap was somewhere around 42.7, 42.8. So we did close that with a move yesterday, but then we actually sold off and moved down. So the price is now holding above the 50-day moving average here. So that's around 42.3k. Yeah, so it's holding above that level for now, which is okay, which is good, which is providing support, and we're still in that green target range or green range of that fourth wave. So at the moment, it's still possible that what we're doing here is preparing us for a move up still, even though in my opinion it's getting less likely now, because we broke out of this ascending broadening wedge that I showed you yesterday. We've got this, it is a bearish reversal pattern, yes it is, but we haven't completed the 5 waves yet. So if we really, or if Bitcoin really wants to move up here, it needs to make another move up. And that could be in line here with this wave count where we had a wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this would be what I would expect still to play out, because we are still here from that wave 4 perspective. Yeah, we are still in the range of the Fibonacci levels where a wave 4 is likely. So until we break below 41.5k, I would still assume that we could be in that wave 4 before we turn around. If we drop lower, yeah, it might be something different. And then we are probably going to get to the 39.5k level, which is the lower support of that whole channel here. Yeah, and if you lose that, I think that's it then. Then we're going to go down to 34.5k. And that is then already on the way into my yellow area down here, in which I still think we're going to land. Again, only my view. It's all about probabilities. Personally, I wouldn't try to chase the lowest low, but I would personally, I'm gonna start to buy again Bitcoin below 40k, and I'm talking about dollar cost averaging here. All right, and that is currently Bitcoin. So really made it very difficult for us. As the weekend before, we made a significant move before the weekly close, and in this case, it was a bearish move, continuing that sell off further. However, we still see, and that is why I am still feeling that we could really start to or continue to move up from here. The thing is, if you take a look at the pattern that we've got on the chart here, which is that descending wedge, look at the descending wedge. First of all, we are still in that green range here where a wave 4 is possible, which means the wave 5 could be next and could take us into that area up there. And all we are doing here really And yeah, let me take those smaller lines out and let me take the waves out. Because all we're doing at the moment, you could argue, we are retesting the wedge from above. Can you see that? So we broke out and then we came down for a retest of the wedge. Yeah, even though we broke below 42.7k, which was a very important support level, we broke below it and we're now holding above the 50-day moving average, and we are holding above that descending wedge. So from here, we're already starting to go up. The thing is now, do we get through this support level, the previous support of that ascending broadening wedge? And that would be here at 42.4k. So if we get back above 42.4k, then we are back in the ascending broadening wedge. That would be rather bullish. If we break to the downside and break first below 41.8 or 41.9 and then 41.5k, I think then we go down quite rapidly to the support level here at 39.5k. Originally, I also told you that today the CMA data would be released, but it will be tomorrow. My mistake. I thought it would be today. No, it's the 12th of April. And again, tomorrow then, I think we're going to see some volatility in the market. It always depends on if it's higher than expected or not. But what we've seen the last few months, actually, I think probably for the last 6 or so, is that we have seen, yes, a little bit of volatility around the time when those numbers are released in the USA. But then, yeah, that's pretty much it. And you see a little bit of volatility and then it goes all back to normal. But yeah, this is certainly quite interesting. So that bullish scenario isn't over yet. I think it's become a little bit less likely. But the thing is, even though we moved out of this ascending broadening wedge, all we're doing at the moment, technically, is to retest that descending wedge. So the potential bullish breakout that we talked about isn't over yet. It just takes a little bit longer. But as I said, if you lose or if you leave that green area here below 41.5k, I think then we're going to go into a larger sell-off, or at least we could then go to that support level here at 39.4k, and here then Bitcoin would have another chance to turn around, because we're still in that large channel here, which makes it so boring and draining and quite difficult. And also, even though we're just retesting that descending wedge from above, we still make, and yeah, we made a lower low on the price chart. But here on the 4-hour chart, what you can also see is we make still a bullish divergence. So that's what I mean. The bulls are still getting stronger. They pushed higher. Now we make a higher low on the RSI, which is a bullish divergence. So it's not over yet. It just might take a little bit longer. And again, had quite a big move before the weekly candle close, which smells a little bit like manipulation, because we did that here when was that? Here. That was here on the 28th of March, where we also moved above that important support level. Yeah, but then in the end, it was just a fake out. So the same could happen here. We moved below that 42.7k and then could still turn around as we're retesting that descending wedge from above and move into this target area here between 55 and 65k. The minimum for that move would be 51k, and we take a look at it more closely as soon as if we reach 51k. Everything is still very, very difficult as long as we are in this broader channel. Yeah, it's a huge channel as well. Therefore, there's a lot of volatility. But Bitcoin continues to trade in this channel, which doesn't make it easier, because there's a lot of up and down, which doesn't necessarily mean any progress for the chart. And it's so important to make here some progress. Okay, that's my view on Bitcoin. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.